What's up, everybody? Good morning. It is your girl, Lady Mocha, here at Mocha's Cafe de Paris Lounge. Want to give a big ups to all of my subscribers, those of you who have been with me from day one, and those of you who are just now jumping on board. And if this is your first time here, I welcome you to my channel. Just keep in mind that my channel is strictly non-biased. This will probably be one of the only channels that you will find that's strictly non-biased. This is not a feminist channel, and this is not a male chauvinistic channel. Basically, I get on everybody in this channel. I don't care if you're a man or woman. Basically, that's how my channel operates here. Definitely want to thank everybody who has been supporting me throughout this journey. I thought it was very imperative that I brought all of this to y'all's attention. If y'all didn't already hear about it, if y'all didn't know about the situation with Floyd Mayweather and rapper 50 Cent, it has totally gotten out of hand. The beef that's going on between the both of them, both have been going back and forth. Basically, with all this Twitter, I think, no, Instagram. Yeah, I think they've been going back and forth on Instagram. A lot of things are being said, a lot of things are getting out of pocket and everything. So just 1 second, I'm having a little trouble with my internet here. Let me see what's going on. Just one moment. Just let me know if you can hear me out there. I want to make sure that y'all can copy me. Because it looks like from my end that my internet is acting a little chopped up. I just want to make sure all y'all can hear me. Okay, yeah, y'all can't hear me. Okay, cool. All right, I apologize about that. I had to make sure because I couldn't hardly see anything on my end. But anyhow, for all of you who are just tuning in, on today's recipe, I felt it was very imperative that I brought all of this to your attention. If y'all didn't already hear about it, there's some beef right now going on between professional boxer Floyd Mayweather and rapper 50 Cent. Basically, the situation started a couple of days ago. I believe it started Tuesday, and it has gone downhill since then. It's actually getting worse. They're not putting the beef to rest. For all of y'all who didn't know about the situation, basically, what provoked it was 50 Cent pretty much accused Floyd Mayweather of having something to do with a rapper killing himself and then killing his girlfriend at the current time. Ongoing social media beef between 50 Cent and boxer Floyd Mayweather has now led to the New York rapper making some pretty serious claims to Instagram. After the two hurled insults at each other, 50 has now accused Mayweather Jr. of sleeping with late rapper Earl Hayes' wife, Stephanie Mosley, leading to Hayes killing himself and Mosley. 2014, Hayes reportedly FaceTimed Mayweather Jr. from his home um, before murdering Mosley. The rapper then continued to talk with the boxer on FaceTime before taking his own life. While it was originally believed that Hayes was upset because Mosley had slept with Trey Songz while they were married, 50 Cent now claims Floyd was the reason for the turmoil in their relationship. Okay, so basically, for all of you who don't know the situation, back in 2014, there was a rapper that Floyd Mayweather, I guess, was signing to his label. I guess Floyd Mayweather has a label, and the rapper's name was Mr. Haynes. At the time, Mr. Haynes was married to this real beautiful actress by the name of Mrs. What's her name, Mrs. Mosley. I don't know her first name, but she was actually one of the females that was a big time star in the VH1 series Hit the Floor. It really was a shock to a lot of people, that out of all things that could have happened, this young man, he called Floyd Mayweather. He actually FaceTime Mayweather to let him know that he was going to take his own life and to take that he was taking his wife's life. Now, at the time, thank you, Caleb, for stopping in. I appreciate you. At the time, nobody thought nothing of it. People just figured, people just assumed pretty much that, okay, well, maybe he reached out to Floyd because him and Floyd was homeboys, and maybe he was crying out for help, because when suicide happens, people do reach out to family, people do reach out to friends, people will tell you, I am thinking about killing myself, I'm thinking about hurting myself, so things is not improbable for this man to have reached out to Floyd Mayweather. But ironically, I noticed at the time when all of that came out, Floyd really didn't speak much on it. He really didn't say a whole lot about the situation. He kind of said one or two things and he brushed it off. You didn't hear about it anymore up until 50 Cent just brought it up a couple of days ago and stated, yeah, you know the real deal. The reason that happened because you was messing with this man's wife. So now it kind of makes you question, like, hell, that makes more sense to me than the original version, because the original version was the wife was messing with Trey Songz and with the singer Trey Songz. And 50 Cent basically said that Floyd was the one who put that rumor out there. That basically that Trey Songz was the one messing with the wife. I guess that was his way of taking the heat off himself and making it look like, I ain't had nothing to do with that. That's something between Trey Songz, but he really ain't speak a whole lot on it. So to me, and to a lot of people, actually, now is making everybody's question Floyd's character with that whole situation, because let's face it, Floyd is a man of much money, much success, so it's not like it wouldn't be probable, because he has his reputation as far as sleeping with a lot of different females, and sometimes when men get in the industry, they get very egotistical to the point That sleeping around ain't good enough, or just sleeping with different women ain't good enough. They get more pleasure out of sleeping with other dudes, women. It kind of like boosts their ego. It gives them even more brownie points. It kind of, strokes their ego a little bit more. So Floyd is known to have the reputation of being a ladies' man, that he will mess with anybody's lady. You know what I'm saying? So this is something that's people already kind of been questioning, but nobody thought nothing of it. What's up, Matt V? Yeah, that's why I'm doing this, Matt V, because this is the whole point of me doing this, is because it's getting out of hand. It's a recipe for disaster if somebody's not man enough to hurry up and put water on the fire before it escalates. It's going to get worse. I don't like situations like this because it puts me back in our frame of mind with Biggie and Tupac. Same thing, two successful rappers, they already had haters on the outside. And this is what 50 and Floyd is not understanding. Y'all already got haters on the outside of y'all. So basically, y'all haters are getting a rise off of seeing the both of y'all beef. They're finding this entertaining, because the bad part is when it comes to our own kind, we just do not like to see each other get ahead. So the moment we feel like one of our successful ones climb the ladder, we want to find a reason for them to bring them down, or we're looking for their downfall. And basically, if Floyd and 50 don't get a grip on this mess, they're both going to bring each other down in the worst way possible. And it's really not necessary for it to be going this way. But that's what started this mess. From my understanding, is when 50 put it out there, that this man basically killed himself and killed his wife, because of, the allegedly Floyd was the one sleeping around with the man's wife. And to me, it would make you feel it looks questionable, because for a grown man to just FaceTime another man about I'm gonna kill myself and kill my girlfriend, it's a lot of missing pieces to that puzzle, and it never did sit well with me. So it's kind of making Floyd Weather look a little bad at this point. According to 50, Hayes, a former artist of the boxer, called Mayweather on the day of the murder suicide because he was confronting the fighter about sleeping with his wife. Tell everybody why you was on FaceTime when he killed Stephanie himself, because he was confronting you about effing his wife. 50 stated. The rapper also alleges that it was Floyd who created the rumors about Mosley sleeping with Trey Songz and called out the boxer for heading to Los Angeles Clippers game after the incident. You was pumping all that Trey Songz crap. Get the F out of here. You didn't give a F. You just went to watch the ball game, he added. Okay. Sleeping with Hayes' wife wasn't the only allegation 50 made in his Instagram post. The artist also claims Mayweather attempted to sleep with rapper P, Riela's significant other, Jessica, but Riela didn't care. I watched you do some foul crap to Riela, and he is your best friend, 50 wrote in the caption. When he broke up with his girl, Jessica, you kept her around, got an apartment, bought her a car because you wanted to F her. Riela ain't sweated. 50 also claimed Floyd was responsible for the murder suicide in a separate Instagram post where he wrote that the boxer has allegedly beats 11 women and caused 2 deaths. He beat 50 men, 11 women, and caused 2 bodies. Keep calling me and I'm going to show champ. The rapper posted. Uh, Prior to 50's posts, Floyd had uploaded his own photo to Instagram, labeling 50 as a snitch. The biggest rat sweepstakes. The boxer wrote, urging fans to repost the photo of 50 Cent surrounded by rats to their pages. Okay, now as you can see, it's getting real petty. This is what concerned me about this little situation here. Now, my thing is this. If the situation with Floyd wasn't true, he didn't have nothing to do with that man's wife. My thing is, why didn't he deny that? Because that's a strong allegation for somebody to make towards you. Why did he not deny that and say, no, this is false, this isn't true, I would never stoop that low, I would never mess, with my friends, none of my friends, old ladies, I would never mess with somebody's wife. My thing is, Floyd did not deny it. Instead, he posted an Instagram post with a picture of 50 and a bunch of rats around it, calling 50 a snitch. So, from my understanding, as the snitch term serves me well, whenever somebody is considered a snitch, it's usually somebody who tells the truth. But the problem is they're running their mouth. Okay, I've never known a snitch to lie. Usually snitches tell the truth. So my thing for Floyd to call 50 a snitch versus denying it altogether, that makes it look even more obvious that Floyd probably had everything to do with this man killing himself and killing his wife, because that's a strong accusation. You just don't blow something off like that off. Knowing two lives have been lost, that should have been the main thing he should have been addressing. Like, yo, man, why would you even put that out there? I ain't even that kind of dude. I would never put myself in that position. Floyd did not address it. He did not say nothing about it. He did not deny it. Only thing he said, he was the biggest rat sweepstakes. So that just kind of lets me know, in a sense, that Floyd may have very well had something to do with it, because I wouldn't let somebody slide with making those type of allegations against me. That's just me personally. He just slid under the radar. He will not address that part. He will not address it. He won't even say something as simple as, no, that's not true. He's not addressing it at all. Yeah, definitely. And that's the problem with the both of them, I believe, Kay. The problem with this whole situation, the reason why the both of them are beefing, because believe it or not, whether they want to believe it or not, both of them are so much alike. They are really alike in more ways than what they realize. For one, you dealing with two guys that are from the hood. Okay? Don't get it twisted. Don't look at the fact that 50 is a successful rapper and Floyd is just this successful boxer. Both of these guys are still hood. Okay? These dudes are from the hood, which means they still have that hood mentality. Let me turn this volume down. One second. Hold on. Okay, I just had to turn my volume down. Yeah, the problem is they both are so much alike. They got a lot in common. Let's start with the first thing. The first thing is they both are from the hood, okay? You can't pay, you can take somebody out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of them. Okay, I don't care how much millions a person has, you're not ever going to be able to take them out the hood. That hood mentality ain't going nowhere. Both of them are hood. Secondly, both of them got egos. Okay, Floyd got an ego, 50 got an ego. That's another problem. Both of them are very arrogant. Both of them are not going to be defeated. You know, both of them think they got it going on. You know what I'm saying? And then the problem is, then both of them are successful. They both too much alike. They got way more in common than they could even imagine right now. They really, really do. And then the third thing is they're both ignorant. Behind all that success and all that money, we got two successful, ignorant, egotistical brothers. And my thing is, I respect the both of them as far as their craft. I respect the fact that Floyd has been an undefeated champion. He's had to overcome a lot. He has accomplished a lot. If I'm gonna talk bad about him, I'm gonna say something good about them. Both of these guys are two successful black men who have broken the mold. They've made it the places that a lot of black men have dreamed to be. So I will give them that. Floyd is very professional. He's a great boxer. I would give 50 this. 50 is a very talented rapper. He's not only a rapper, he's also a producer. His show Power is just phenomenal. He's getting a lot of credentials from that. So both of these brothers are very successful. So I would give them that. But the problem is both of them are still hood. That is the whole problem, ladies and gentlemen. They both are still hood. They got that hood mentality, which is why all of this cattiness and all of this beefing back and forth is getting out of hand because both of them are still hood. And let me tell you something: money can't buy you personality. Money not gonna make the hood disappear out of you. If anything, money just makes you more of what you are. If you was already arrogant, egotistical person when you was broke, you gonna be even more arrogant and egotistical rich. If you was already a hoe when you was broke, you gonna be even more of a hoe when you rich. If you was already stingy when you was broke, you're gonna be even more stingy when you get the money. Money just makes you more of what you already are. It just manifests it. You get what I'm saying? So that is what you're dealing with. Whether they want to believe it or not, they both are a lot alike. That is why they're bumping heads. So like I stated, that was one of my problems with the situation, is that Floyd did not deny it. He did not deny it. He didn't say, no, I don't know what this man talking about. I didn't have nothing to do with, that Haynes murdering his wife. He won't put that rumor to rest. What's up, Sam? What's up, Ace? Um 50 is 43 and 41. Exactly, Ace. Too old. They just too old. They too old for this nonsense. It's too old. What else is going on? It's getting worse and worse, y'all. They still throwing each other up under the bus. 50 is not letting up. 50 took it a little bit further. 50 actually he posted a picture of the police report on his Instagram where son wrote a police report about Floyd's son wrote a report about his dad, Floyd Mayweather, beating up on his mama. So 50 done took it up a notch, y'all. According to the police report seen on 50 Cent's Instagram, at the time he saw the boxer kick his mother and repeatedly hit her. I came out my room and my dad was hitting my mom. It happened at 4 a.m. in the morning. um Mayweather's son Mayweather's son appears to have caught wind of 50 Cent's post. Firing back to his, I guess, son Karan saw the police report that 50 Cent wrote about his dad fighting his mom. Did was people skating together, basically stating everything is all good. Don't fall up behind none of that. You know what I mean? Me and my dad, we got a good relationship. But as you can see, the police report, it is very valid. I don't know when this situation occurred. I don't know if it was a couple of years ago, whatever the case was. But yes, 50 Cent posted an actual police report that Floyd Mayweather's son wrote. So as you can see, it's getting more and more out of hand. Because now beef each other's kids. Now y'all using the kids, y'all getting the kids involved. And that's a big issue. That's Floyd went back in on 50 about his son, stating that don't worry, I got little man. Floyd knows that 50 and his son have a very turbulent relationship. Marquise, and they posted this viral, so you can see 50 Cent that 50 Cent does not get along with. Basically is for ship, and a lot of it has to do with the drama that has been escalating between 50 Cent and his baby mom, his oldest son, Keith's mother. He got caught on fire. I did feel it I don't know. Did 50 pay somebody to burn it down? I don't know. Because you know, men with a lot of money have a lot of connections. That's why I tell these women, be careful going after these big men and these big ballers, because they got a lot of connections. So they got all type of ways of destroying you. So you have to be careful with that. So basically, Floyd is using that to his advantage. He knows 50 and his son has a very turbulent relationship, and Floyd went so far as to stating that that's why you mad, because uh Marquise mama don't want you no more. You mad because your oldest son mama don't want you no more. Now I'm gonna tell you why I don't believe that. First of all, I seen 50 Cent baby mama or ex-girlfriend. She's not an ugly woman. Don't get me wrong. I'm not throwing no shade, but the type of women that 50 are dealing with now, I doubt very seriously he's checking for her like that. I doubt very seriously he wants to be with her like that. I'm sure if 50 really wanted to be with her, he could have been with her a long time ago. I just flat out believe they just can't stand each other. She can't hate, she hates him and he hates her. You know, it's that typical bitter baby mama syndrome, you know, where this brother has become successful, and now she feels like the bigger 50 Cent gets, the more she expects out of him. And I believe, like most women, what happened was 50 Cent's baby mama, she influenced the son to hate him part in that, because whether we want to believe it or not, women have the upper hand when it comes to influencing their child how to feel about the parent. Me as a mother, I got influence over my daughter. I can make her respect her dad, or I can make her hate her father. I have the influence to do that. We all comment, and then a humble type of people. That's true, Sam. Let's get personal Saturday, call each other brothers. Yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't. I'm hoping either. Also, it does not escalate, because to me, this reminds me of a Biggie and Tupac situation. There's too much egos involved. They throwing airing each other's dirty laundry. Because one thing about it, when we beef, women, we just do a lot of he say, she say stuff. We may take it to another level. We may call housing on each other, or things like that. But the problem is, when men beef, somebody ends up getting hurt, somebody ends up getting killed. That is my problem. That's why I don't like to see two men, especially two successful black men, get into it on the level they're getting to it on, because men ain't gonna do but so much talking. Eventually a man gonna act. And like I said, I just hate the fact that they got the children involved now, because uh Floyd Floyd is using it to his advantage, and this is the problem. This is the whole thing with this situation. Like I said, it's a whole lot that has been said. It's a lot of back and forth. Um, Floyd also went so far as to throwing shade at 50 Cent's new son. I mean, baby, the last son he had. As you notice, 50 Cent has been everywhere with this last child he had from, I think she's Korean or Japanese, I don't know. But 50 has really been gravitating towards his baby boy a lot more since him and his oldest son has been beefing. He's really been kind of really gravitating towards his baby boy. And I believe what it has done, it has made the oldest son resentful, because it's like, okay, you can walk around, you parading him, you have him on red carpets, you have him doing this, you have him doing that, and you just treating me like I don't exist. You treating me like I don't even matter. So I think, in a sense, 50 just kind of gave up on trying to father Marquise, because Marquise is grown now. I think he's 18 or 19. And usually by then, if a mother has put too much poison into her child's ear, especially all the way up until that child becomes grown, I think it's kind of hard for the father to be able to connect and have a bond, with their child, when the mother has put so much psychological animosity into the child to hate the father. And I think that is what has happened. So in turn, by Marquise hating 50 Cent, 50 Cent just done got to the point to where, you know what, if you want to be, on your mama's side, You don't want to treat me like I'm not your father. You want to let your mama get in your ear. Then I tell you what, the hell with you and the hell with her. And that's what 50 Cent did. 50 Cent said, I'm just going to focus on my son over here, who I know who's going to love me, who I know who's going to appreciate me. I'm not even going to wrestle with you in him. And I believe a lot of people are trying to give 50 Cent a lot of heat and call him a deadbeat father. I don't think he's a deadbeat dad. I really don't think 50 Cent is a deadbeat dad. What I do believe is that it's so much animosity towards him and the mother. And that mother has poisoned her son to hate his father. And a lot of women have a bad way of doing that, and that's true, Kay. Like you said, is they're like twins. As I stated before, for anybody who comes in here, the problem with this whole beef is Floyd and 50 Cent are so much alike. Okay, they both are hood. They both a straight hood. Okay, behind all the money, all the success, guess what? That don't mean you could buy the hood out of somebody. You could take somebody out the hood. That don't mean you're gonna take the hood out of them. I don't care how many checks they in. Floyd and 50, they both are still hood. And the problem is they both got egos. They both are very egotistical. And they both are very arrogant. That's why they don't get along. Both of them are just alike. They're not looking at it that way. But they both are cut from the same cloth. They really, really are. They definitely are twins, Kay. I could agree with that. They both are acting very niggerish right about now. They both are. You know what I mean? And then the thing about it is too, both of them got a slight case of ignorance. Of ignorance too. So a lot of that has a whole lot to do with it. And realize what his mother has done. That'd be smart. Yes, Matt V. I agree with that. As I stated before, I don't believe 50 is a deadbeat. Because I'm sure everything 50 Cent mama got. I mean, I'm saying his mother. Everything 50 Cent baby mama got, every car, every house she has had, I doubt she paid for it. I doubt very seriously she paid for it. She might have a job, she might not. I guarantee you the majority of everything she ever had, 50 Cent money got something to do with it. And what has happened is the older his son became, 50 Cent was no longer obligated to have to provide her with the same lifestyle that he used to have to when he was a little boy. Now that Marquise is a grown man, she's not getting them 50 Cent checks no more. So of course you're going to be angry. Now, a lot of women, they get excited with child support and not realize that before you know it, you look up your child is 18 and the check stops. It all comes to a head. And if you didn't make good with that child support, you didn't make good with that money, your son grown now. You know what I mean? So 50 is not obligated to doing nothing else. He don't owe her anything else. And I think all of that got made her angry. And what a lot of women tend to do, however they feel about the father, they try to make the child feel the same way. They want that child to feel the same way they do the father. If they hate the father, they will teach that child to hate the father. And a lot of it is just straight immaturity. Yes, Crystal, exactly, Crystal. At a certain age, it comes to an end. All of these women, they don't make good with their child support. They play with it and think it's forever. And they'll always have that Bentley. They'll always have BMW. Let me tell you something. If you got a rich baby daddy, you better buy all your stuff in cash. Because when it's 18 years, when that child turn 18, that's it. The check stop. You're gonna have to work at Dollar General or 7-Eleven somewhere. And definitely, Kay, she definitely poisoned her son. This is the reason I'm doing this content. This is the whole thing, truth of the matter. This is why you have to be careful with who you make your friend. You have to be careful who you call your best friend. You have to be careful who you put all your trust and everything into. What's up, James? How you doing? Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. Don't forget the thumbs up, y'all. Just hit that like button for me right quick. It's not going to cost you no money to hit that like button. I appreciate it. Yeah, all of this is the whole more of the story, because y'all can look into it later. It's a lot of back and forth with 50 and Floyd. You know what I mean? It's a lot of drama. If you go to xxl.com, it'll tell you more stuff has been said. And the problem is, 50 Cent is not letting up. You know, Floyd, I guess, tried to back up a little bit, but 50 Cent is going in even stronger. And I think what it is 50 Cent is just one of the people, he don't like betrayal. You got some people, they cannot stand betrayal. And the moment you betray them in the slightest way, they don't let up on you. You have some people that are like that. You know what I mean? And again, this friendship between the both of them had dismantled because they both got egos. They both are too egotistical, and that's the problem. As I stated, all of this airing each other's dirty laundry, all this comes from the fact is these brothers was once friends. And this is why y'all have to be careful. Your best friend today could be your worst enemy tomorrow. You got to be careful who you call your best friend. You got to be careful who you got eating with you, who you got riding with you, who you put all your business and your personal things that you're going through. You got to be careful who you confide in, because the problem with people these days in a friendship, the sad part is by the time you really find out how much a person's loyalty never really was genuine, you usually find out when something bad happens. That's usually when you find out what kind of friend you had all along. Long as y'all both eating together, shopping together, everything is copacetic, everything is hunky dory, then you never really see that person for who they truly are. The sad part is you don't find out till something bad happens. That is when you find out all along what type of person you was dealing with. When the grits hit the fan, it's kind of like this. Anybody could ride with you, but let me tell you something. The moment that car break down, you gonna find out how much they really been riding with you all along. And that's just the truth of the matter. You know, anybody can sit up here, oh, you my best friend. Oh, we ride or die. Oh, I'ma always have your back. This, and that. The moment y'all fall out, any and everything you ever did for them, they are going to throw it back up in your face. They're going to let everybody know all of what they did for you. They're going to let everybody know, oh, she ain't had no money. I had to give her money for her light bill. She ain't had this, and she ain't had no food in her house. The people, that's how you find out how your friends are, who your real friends are. And the sad, like I said, the sad part is you're not going to find out until something happens. That's the hurt. That's the most painful part about friendship. You don't know you will not find out how much of a enemy that person was until something goes wrong. That's the most painful part about friendship, ladies and gentlemen. And you never see it coming. And the thing about it is, these two dudes, they did everything together. Every time you saw Floyd, you saw 50. Every time you saw 50, you saw Floyd. They was like freaking frat. They was always everywhere together in the strip clubs together, making it rain, making it thunder. And as soon as a small disagreement happened, and it was something simple. Now, from what I've been reading, I didn't see nothing major to where it should have escalated to this point. I could see if 50 slept with Floyd's wife, or Floyd slept with 50 wife. I mean, something extreme like that, then yeah, I can understand them going at it. But from what it sounds like to me, it's something very, very petty that has caused it to escalate to this point. Exactly, Ace. Friendships are subject to be tested. And that's the God's honest truth. That's the whole purpose of me doing the content. It's bigger than the 50 and the Floyd situation. My thing is, you have to be careful who you call your friend, and whatever information you share with them, you better be able to handle it coming back up later. Don't share something with somebody that you're afraid they could use against you a year from now or a couple of months from now. Because the thing is, some people, when you share information with them, they're constantly storing it. They're storing it. They're keeping it in a safe security deposit box, because the moment you make them mad, they're going to release it all. They're going to tell it all. That's the bad thing about it. People will say, you have your friends, they will sit up there and listen to you, listen to your problems, listen to what you're going through, listen to everything you got going. And the moment y'all fall out, they're going to use it to their advantage. And that's the part you got to be careful about, because the same person you eating with, you sleeping with, you going out with, you hanging out with, they are learning everything about you. They are learning your weaknesses. They are learning your strengths. They are learning what you like, what you don't like. A person that's constantly around you, your friend, your homeboy, your homegirl, they're using that stuff to their advantage. And same thing with comedian Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart just had a similar situation. His friend extorted him. He was willing to sell his sex tape because Kevin Hart wouldn't hardly give him no money. Now, this was the same dude that Kevin Hart had everywhere with him. Kevin Hart put his friend on to getting gigs with shows, with movies, and with all of that, with everything Kevin Hart was doing. It was not enough to prevent this dude from sabotaging him. This guy tried to mess him up, knowing that Kevin Hart was already having some marital issues with his wife, after the cheating. His friend knew about all of that. His main homeboy, this dude that he put on, this dude he tried to help out and been there for, this dude had the audacity to want to sell Kevin Hart sex tape. How low can you go? I'm telling you, you got some crabs in the barrel out there that are waiting for the moment off. And them off, they're going to use everything against you. They're going to use it all against you. This is why you have to be very careful who you call your friend, who you let in your circle, because everybody's not worthy of friendship. A lot of people don't even know what friendship really means. Yeah, exactly. How many of us have them? Exactly. A lot of people don't know what friendship is. A lot of people are not friends with you for the right reasons anyway. Some people are friends with you because you got connections. Some people are friends with you because they feel like you smart and you got a way of giving them a lot of knowledge. Everybody is not genuine with these friendships, everybody. And that's what you have to understand out there. The people, they're just waiting for you to slip. And the moment you slip or the moment you make them mad, all hell gonna break loose. For instance, I could even tell on myself, I've been in a situation personally. True story. This happened to me 2 years ago. I was really close to a certain individual. Any of my subscribers who've been with me for a while, I know they don't heard this story 1,000 times, but I have to tell the story in order for y'all to understand my point. I was friends with this particular female on my job. Me and her was real cool. We kind of bonded with each other because we was working in a cutthroat environment to where they really gave people who didn't have the complexion for the connection a hard time. That's the most appropriate way I could put it. Because of that, we bonded, and over time, we were going places, doing things, going out having drinks, kicking it, doing things that women do. Now, over time, I just started noticing. I just started seeing things with this broad that was kind of rubbing me the wrong way. You know how you've been around somebody for a minute, you start seeing things that make you feel some type of way, like I don't too much know about this person, So I'm like, well, nobody's perfect. That's her personality. She just was always a little aggressive, a little too aggressive for me, because sometimes with these friendships, women could be just as possessive of you as a friend as they are as you being a man. I mean, you would think she was my man as much as she would call me, what you doing, where you at, where you gonna go, blah blah blah. And I try to tolerate her for the fact that we both work at the same job, so I'm trying to, like, cope with her and deal with her and try not to let no tension or beef ever happen to us, because I knew it would affect us professionally, being that we both worked in the same department. Long story short, like I stated, I just started seeing things where it made me question this female's loyalty. I'm not going to go into every scenario because that'd be all day. So the last straw was, for me with the friendship, was she had invited me to go to her graduation dinner. She was graduating, get ready. So I said, okay, no problem. She sent me a text and said that 2, 3 other people was going to be there, and she said that her sister was going to cover everybody's food, but everybody would be have to pay for their own drink. Okay, understandable. I can respect that, no problem. So here it is, the day of her event. I stop and pick up a glass of wine, a bottle of wine. I'm sorry, bottle of wine, and I picked up a graduation card. Okay, so I go and meet her at the seafood restaurant. I met her other friends, met her sister. We sitting down having a good time. Next thing you know, there's 2 hours don't went on. It's time for the bill to be paid. It's going to be paid. Is all of this going on one tab, or is everybody paying separate? So we're all looking at the sister, wondering if she gonna pay and cover, because that's what we were told from the beginning. So all of a sudden, her sister is digging, can't find her doggone credit card. Okay, she can't find her debit card. She's digging all through. Her other girlfriends was like, "Well, where do we're trying to help her backtrack it, like, where were you last left it?" What I remember when I was taking the balloons out the trunk, maybe it fell out in the trunk, this and that. So they up here trying to help her find her debit card. In the back of my mind, I'm like, you know what? This broad has played us. She is not about to pay for none of our food. I already knew her sister had pulled the fast one on us. Okay, so nevertheless, the waiter comes back to this table and she says, well, how's the bill going to be paid and this and that. So at this point, we gave up on even looking for the sister to pay it, right? So my homegirl who invited me to her function, okay, she asked us because she borrows my phone. So I learned, and she's don't go using her online banking on my phone because her phone was dying. She's going to do is she's going to transfer funds from her savings to her checking, so she of us as her guest. Okay, now mind you, we ain't begged to come to this event. You invited all of us. You was the one who said you was going to pay for everybody, right? So she goes and the bill comes to the table, and what happened is she just covers her and her sister. Did not pay for none of us that was there. She didn't pay for none of us. She only covered her and her sister. And if I'm lying, I'm flying, Crystal. I wish I was lying, but I ain't even lying. So what happened was, of course, her sister gives this bland, dry ass apology. Oh, my bad. I hate to be a downer. I'm sorry I ruined everybody's evening. I apologize. I'm like, you know what? This is a bunch of fracking bull. Okay. Um, and believe it or not, exactly, Ace, I'm serious. Have a friend. At this point, I'm really feeling some type of way. And I'm not money because it wasn't about the money. It was about the principle. My thing is we supposed to be girls. I came to your function to support you. I even picked you up a bottle of wine and you won't even like cover me. Even if you didn't cover any of them bras, me and her was supposed to be like that. You know what I mean? You don't know what I had to go through to come and support your function. You don't know if I had to hardly had any gas in my car. You don't know what I had to go through to come and support you. And my thing is, granted, I have my own money now because I'm not crazy. I'm not going to totally put myself in a position have somebody depend on me. But it was still the principle of it. You know what I'm saying? So when we left the function, I'm like, okay, maybe she's embarrassed, about what happened. And maybe she's not going to address it right there. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking maybe later she'll get back to me or she'll call me and be like, girl, can you believe what just happened? I'm so embarrassed. I'm sorry. Just a simple apology. Something better than nothing. I could have easily brushed it off had she just apologized. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, ain't nothing I can do with that. Her sister, I mean, shafted her. I'm not gonna let that intervene with our friendship. But this is where the grits hit the fan. Okay, so me and her work in the same department now. She comes to work, because that was on a Friday when we met for her function. Saturday, I didn't see her the weekend because she was off that weekend, and she requested off that Monday. So Tuesday, it's been 4 days since then. I'm still waiting for you to say something, anything. I'm waiting for you to say something. Now, at this point, I'm thinking now it's just me and you here in the office. Nobody's around. I'm supposed to be your girl. Explain to me what happened. Be like, girl, can't you believe that? My trifling sister ain't paid for us. Girl, I'm so embarrassed. Just damn it, anything to show some type of sympathy, to that you gave a damn. You feel me? So this here talking about everything but that. Stuff from Walmart. She got to do this, got to do that. Just blatantly disregarding the whole situation. And mind you, this is the same chick I done seen. If somebody mess up and don't put enough shrimp in her shrimp fried rice, she will go slap off. You know, I'm expecting her to say something. And my thing is, apologies, take you a long way. Even if she would have just bought me a cup of coffee and said, girl, I'm sorry that happened, but as a guilt gift, at least I thought about just picking you up $1 coffee. I apologize that happened. I didn't mean for it to go that way, and that would have been that. She comes in the office, like I said. So at this point, because it's been other incidences way before that, and I will hold myself accountable for that. I would say that was my fault because I tolerated more disrespect than what I should have. And sometimes when you're a humble person, people take your kindness for weakness. When you are not the kind of person to address everything, sometimes you create a monster. And so I cannot blame her 100%. I blame myself for allowing her to handle me and disrespect me on numerous occasions. Okay. So at this point, I stopped talking to her. Okay. So I stopped calling her. I got fed up with being phony, being fake. I don't like being phony. I don't like being fake. Once I see another side of you, I don't want no more parts of you. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Crystal, it was buffering. No, what happened was when she came to the office, she didn't say anything about the incident. Absolutely nothing. All she talked about was how she had to do grocery shopping and laundry. Girl, she talked like it was nothing, like nothing was wrong. She talked like she acted like nothing didn't even happen, Crystal. Can you hear me now? Does everybody else hear me? Are y'all having buffering issues? If y'all are having buffering issues, let me know, because I don't know if it's Crystal or if it's my end. Let me know so I can fix it, because I want y'all to be able to hear me. Yeah, she didn't. That's what made me mad. She did not say a word, a simple apology. Even if she would have just picked me up a cup of coffee from McDonald's for $1 and said, girl, I'm sorry that happened. I'm embarrassed. Girl, here's a cup of coffee. I picked you up some coffee. Hopefully I know this don't fix what happened, but I feel bad about what happened. When she did not say a word, Crystal, that made me realize how much respect she didn't have for me in a friendship. And I basically had to let her go. Okay, Kay, thank you. I stopped talking to her because I'm like, that's it. Is too much disrespect. I stopped dealing with her. So when I stopped talking to her, basically she just stopped talking to me. Instead of her trying to fix the situation and trying to figure out why I'm upset with her, why I'm not talking to her, it was basically like, well, bitch, okay, if you were mad, oh well, get over it. She did not care that I was upset about the way she treated me. Okay, so we didn't talk to each other for almost a week. Okay, people just step on other, and they usually don't expect any backlash. Just somebody. Yeah, I mean, exactly, Met V. I mean, I wish I was lying about this, but that's what actually happened. But it gets worse. It gets worse with this situation. Not talking to her at this point, I'm distancing myself. I'm not having lunch with her like I used to. Usually I would sit in the office and chit and chat with her. Soon as she came in the office, I'm leaving. It was just straight up no connecting, because I didn't want to be phony about it. So what happens is, I have one day I went to work, and this particular day, I usually get off at 5, but it was around 3 o'clock, and the director and the HR lady approaches my office. Okay. Now, already I'm skeptical because whenever you have these two individuals approaching you, either somebody getting fired or they're investigating another employee. Okay. So the moment they entered, why the hell are these people here? Why they want to talk to me for? So what happens is they sit down and they talk to me and say, Mrs. Stevens, or whatever, it's been brought to our attention that you've been using a computer inappropriately. And I'm like, okay, I'm like bewildered, I don't know what's going on. And it was like, did you leave any information in the computer? Because anytime you leave information in the computer, it becomes a public information. Okay, so I'm listening, I'm like, yeah, okay, so they said, well, it's been brought to our attention that you left a check stub. Oh, you left one of your check stubs in the computer. All right. So I'm like, okay. Now keep in mind, when they say check stubs, I knew automatically what they was talking about because at the time the insurance on the job was way too expensive. Okay. So I couldn't afford to get the insurance off the job because they wanted too much money. So in order to get cheap insurance, what I did was I changed the income on my check stub. Okay, so that way I could qualify for cheaper insurance because the more money you make, the more money they want you to pay for your insurance. So I only changed the dollar figures on my check stubs. Okay, that's not hurting nobody. That's not putting nobody in jail. It's not like I actually changed the company check and cashed it, and made money off of it. Now I'm stealing from the company. So it was nothing like that. All I did, this is my own personal check stub now. Okay. People do it all the time. All I did was change my income and made my income look a little bit look like $2 less than what I was making. Okay. So what happened was they pulled out the form and showed me my check stub where I changed altered my income, and they basically told me they was gonna have to terminate me for falsifying my income. Now, I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, what does that have to do with the company? If I'm changing my income, how is that hurting the company that I'm changing my income? You get what I'm saying? That it's not hurting y'all. I'm not stealing from y'all. I'm not taking anything. So what? I'm paying for that cheap insurance. Ain't like y'all paying for it. So what if I'm telling another company that has nothing to do with y'all that I make a little less so I can get cheap insurance? That's not hurting y'all company. Okay. So they told me that I was falsifying documentation. And because of that, they was gonna have to terminate me. And they did. They fired me right then and there on the spot. Now, keep in mind, there was only one person who knew about that stub. Think about it. It was only one person who knew about that stub who was my friend. Only one person who knew. So I already knew who it came from. Because the thing is, when you know what happens, you can always pinpoint who did what. When you tell everybody everything, then you can't pinpoint anybody. You don't know, where it came from. But by me knowing, because we was friends at the time now, make it so bad, y'all, she was doing the same thing. I taught her how to do the same thing so she could get cheap insurance. She did the same thing, Crystal. She did the same thing. Okay. So this is what I did. I said, okay, no problem. It is what it is. I said, let me clear my locker. Let me get all of my belongings. No problem. Because at that point, I already knew there was nothing I could say to these saltines, to get them to change their mind. Because they already really didn't want us there to begin with. You get what I'm saying? So I said, I left gracefully. The last thing I want to do was leave there acting like the typical Negro because I know that's what they was expecting. And I was not going to give them that. So I said, okay, no problem. Because usually when somebody gets terminated, they escort you off the premises because they don't want you, being a risk and you going to hurt somebody and this, that, and the third. Okay. So I told them, I said, only thing I ask is that y'all let me leave here with my dignity. I said, do not let these people see me being escorted off the premises. I said, let me leave with my dignity. That's all that I ask. I don't need y'all walking to me to my car. I don't need everybody scoping what's going on with me right now. Let me leave with my dignity. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, Met V. And that's what happens. Okay. So they did give me that much. Okay. They let me go to my car without following me. They let me grab my car, so I pulled my car up, emptied my locker, took everything with me, made sure I didn't leave nothing behind. And as hurt as I was, I said, I thank y'all for the 5 years y'all have given me. I appreciate it, And I did tell them this. I said, I know who did this. And I'm not going to say their name because I know it's not going to save me. But I tell you this much. I find it very ironic that as soon as I stop dealing with this broad, all of a sudden, this is brought to y'all attention. All of a sudden. And I left it at that. Okay, so when I got fired, I called my husband. I told him the deal. Called my mom. My mom knew the deal too, because my mom knew about the whole situation. Yeah, I did 5 years there. Yeah, I did 5 years. I was a security officer. So what ended up happening was my me and my mom, we put two and two together. Now let me tell y'all how dirty. How we got a me and her was Facebook friends at the time, okay? So we had access to each other page. I had a feeling she had something to do with it, but I needed proof. You get what I'm saying? I needed proof. So I knew she was one of those kind of broads that she can't hold water. When she get mad, she posts everything on Facebook. Okay, so I did it, but I still didn't have enough evidence. You get what I'm saying? So I went on her Facebook account and I saw that she posted. She said, "Yes, YYEESSSS." Now the same day I get fired, you post that on your Facebook. Now, there's the other thing. This the other piece of the puzzle I left out. I forgot to tell y'all this. Before I actually got terminated, right? I knew she was going to pull something because she posted on Facebook, "Never bite the hand that feeds you." So that was already a red flag. She was getting ready to do something. I forgot to tell y'all that part. That was the first thing before the termination. So I knew something was going to happen, but I didn't know what. I didn't know what she was going to do, but I knew she was going to do something because she can't hold water. She posts all her emotions. The Facebook is like her diary, and a lot of women got a bad habit of doing that. They post everything on Facebook. Okay, so that was the first thing, and then the termination happened, and then the same day I got fired, she goes on Facebook and she rejoices that I got fired. She wouldn't say it, but the proof was right there in the pudding. She was happy that I had lost my job, so that let me know that she had something to do with it. So all I did was I fell back. I said, okay, all right, that's how you want to do it. I fell back. And the best thing I can tell y'all without going into any details, the best thing I can tell you is she got fired 2 days later for the same thing. Now I'll let y'all figure that out. And guess what? She been there for 13 years. She been there for 13 years. So who you think hurt more in the long run? She been there 13 years. She got fired 2 days later after me. I'm not going to go into why. I'm now, but I tell you one thing. Don't challenge people because while you think you're the only one that got something on somebody, you don't know what they got on you. That's the best way I can put it. I ain't saying I did something. I ain't saying I ain't did anything. But I'll let you know one thing. You don't come for folks if you ain't ready for them to come for you. That's the best way I could put it. So guess what? Two black successful women both lost their job over foolishness. All because somebody wasn't woman enough to apologize. And that's what ended up happening. Two black women got booted, and that's exactly what that corporation wanted because they was already threatened by our intelligence. They hated the fact that we knew our jobs, so we handed it to them. We gave them just what they wanted, and we both ended up losing out. And not only that, we both lost a friendship. But at the end of the day, I don't regret it going the way it did for the simple fact when I know I've been a good friend and I've been there to support you and I had your back and you know, and you take my kindness for weakness, then it is what it is. That was her karma. That was her karma. And the thing about it was, when I got terminated, nobody really knew I got terminated because they did not follow me. They didn't escort me, but they escorted her off the premises, so everybody knew she got fired. Everybody saw it. That's the thing about it. She tried to get me humiliated. She wanted me to get fired so I can be humiliated and embarrassed. But nobody really knew that I got fired until later. Nobody had an idea. Nobody knew what happened with my situation. But when it was her turn, everybody saw her get fired. That's the thing about it. You try to be dirty and you try to doggone, go for somebody's throat. You know what I mean? Especially somebody who's been genuine to you. All you do is you bring karma to yourself. And that's what happened. I put in 5 years and lost my job. She put in 13 and lost hers. And that's what happened. And my thing is, I've had people who I spoke with about it, and they was like, well, Mocha, why didn't you just talk to her? Why did you let it get to that point? I would have said something to her. I would have did this and said that. First of all, I'm gonna tell y'all why I didn't say anything. My thing is, if you're already dealing with an egotistical person who don't see no wrong in what they do, why would you waste your time talking to somebody who don't think they got any faults? I mean, seriously. Would you waste your time confronting somebody who you already know they're gonna feel like they right? Who not gonna take accountability? Who's not gonna say, "Yeah, girl, I shouldn't have did that." It's common sense, y'all. If she didn't even fess up to the dinner, if she couldn't even apologize about something like that, what would have made any difference? If she couldn't apologize about something that small, why would I waste my time and confront her? It wasn't that I wasn't woman enough. It wasn't that I was scared. I was a coward. That wasn't the reason why I didn't talk to her. I just knew at that point, after all the shady stuff I seen, it was not going to, it wasn't going to be, it was going to be ineffective. It was going to be a waste of time. It was no point in talking to her because that was just one incident. It was other incidents before that really showed me what I was up against. So it wasn't no point in wasting my time even really talking to her. Really. So my thing is, I let action speak louder than words. And at the end of the day, she prepared me for what she was going to do. She prepared me by going on Facebook, you throwing shade, how she kept her mouth closed, I wouldn't have been able to figure out anything. But see, that's how you have to do people, ladies and gentlemen. When you know you're in a situation and you and the person are beefing and y'all are not getting along, let them do all the talking. Their anger is going to snitch on them. Their anger is going to cause them to rat their own selves out every time. I knew it was just a matter of time she was going to talk too much. And she did. She let me know what she was going to do before she did it. So she prepared me. She helped me more than she did harm me. That's the thing about it. So why she thought she was doing me a favor, why she thought she was making me look bad, and she was, making me, look of a person, look like a person of value. All she did was prepare me. She all on social media trash and bad mouthing me, letting me know all her feelings, letting me know what she was going to do before she did it. That's why I beat her to the punch. I was already 5 steps ahead of her before the situation. That's the reason why, they need to go ahead and put an end to it because it's going to keep escalating. It's going to continue to get worse, and if they don't put a stop to it, somebody's going to get hurt. And like I said, the sad part is these are two successful black men who got a lot of accolades, who got a lot of successful references behind their names, and for them to act like this in this manner, for them to act so hood, they bring in all this hood, you know, this hood chaos into this, public eye. All it's doing is making them look bad. You know what I mean? Because the point of the matter is, like I said it before, they already got haters on the outside. Is these haters on the outside, they are looking for them to fail. They want them to hurt each other. That way they can be like, ooh, look at him. Ooh, 50 done lost this. Ooh, Floyd done lost that. They want outsiders want them to bring each other down. And that's why I said we have to be careful. Be careful who you make your friend. Be careful who you're very open with. Don't get too personal with folks. I don't care how close y'all are. Some things you need to keep yourself. You don't need to let them know all of your personal business. They don't need to know all of what you're doing, all of what you got, all of what you don't got. They don't need to be in your business like that. Let me see. Like this thing is freezing up. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna get ready to go ahead and wrap things up. I just thought it was very imperative that to definitely, my perspective as far as being careful with who you trust, being careful with who you confide in, because the truth of the matter is you're not really going to know what type of individual you're dealing with until something bad happens. Anybody could sit up here and say, you my best friend, boy, you my homie, go way back. We got anybody could sit up there and talk all that. But the truth of the matter is, people will let you know how they really feel about you once they get upset with you. And my thing is this: if it took something that small for it to get to the point to where she caused me to give her, then all it was there was some hatred there. All of just don't hate you out the blue. It's been hatred that's been building for the longest. You feel me? So anyway, I'm gonna get ready to shut it down because this computer keeps freezing up on me. It's doing something crazy or whatever. So, on that note, I hope that anybody who's in a situation, if you seeing ads or you getting any shady vibes from a person that you're in a, don't play with it, don't entertain it. Slowly pull your arm out the lion's mouth. Get away from that situation, because in cases like this, it escalates, it gets worse. Somebody ends up getting hurt. Somebody ends up exposing all of it, really, really gets out of hand. So, on that note, I appreciate all of y'all for stopping by and stopping in to hang out with me, supporting me, bringing all of y'all positive energy to my channel. I thank y'all for sharing, subscribing, and letting other people know about my channel. I've gotten a lot of subscribers within the last couple of weeks, and I know it wasn't because of me. It's basically because of all of y'all having my back and supporting me. I really appreciate everything. Keep in mind, also, I have a second channel did called Mocha's Cafe de Paris Lounge too. I did a second channel, but simple fact, if something happens to this channel, it gets flagged, pulled down, whatever the case is. Y'all can always cross over to that channel. So subscribe to that channel whenever you can, just so if something happens, I do have a backup, channel. Okay. Also, I will be live p.m. Me and the ladies are going to be going live. We're going to be talking about a little bit of everything. We're going to be talking about baby mama drama. We're going to be talking about relationships, you name it. Any questions that y'all want to ask from a man's point of view or a woman's point of view, whatever the case is, the time would be tonight at 9 p.m. Make sure that notification bell so you don't have to remember. That way, when I get ready to record, we're going live, you'll already be notified about it. So on that note, holla at me 9 o'clock. Hope to see you there. If you cannot make it, I totally understand. Because when I'm done recording it, I'll most likely throw it to my Patreon account. So it's no worries if you can't make it. I understand people got things to do, places to go. But on that note, it has been wonderful. Appreciate all of you for hanging out with me today. This is your girl, Lady Mocha. Remember, I'm going to always break you off a slice of knowledge, and I'm going to always pour you a cup of truth. Bye.